Welcome to today's episode, a quiet invitation into a deeper layer of existence, where spiritual growth is not just a concept, but a lived experience. Together, we step beyond the noise of the everyday world and into the sacred current of inner transformation, toward the mystery of spiritual giftedness. This isn't simply a discussion, it's a call to remember. A call to awaken to the unseen forces that quietly shape our lives, the energy fields that pulse beneath the surface, the subtle vibrations that whisper of something greater. Inspired by the extraordinary legacy of Dolores Cannon, a pioneer in spiritual regression and metaphysical truth, we'll explore one of her most profound revelations, that each of us carries a unique energetic frequency, a personal resonance that mirrors the depth of our soul. This frequency isn't static. It shifts with every choice, every thought, every moment of presence. And as we grow in awareness, as we choose intention over impulse, peace over fear, we begin to align with our higher self. We tune ourselves to the symphony of the universe. In this space, the path of spiritual growth reveals itself, not as a destination, but as a living journey. And it is here, in this sacred unfolding, that the signs of spiritual giftedness begin to glow from within. Sign No. 1. A heightened sensitivity to energy. One of the most profound and telling signs of spiritual giftedness is an extraordinary sensitivity to energy. Those with this gift often experience the world not just through the five senses, but through a deep, intuitive awareness of subtle energetic currents that many others overlook. This sensitivity manifests in many ways, from the ability to instantly read the emotional tone of a room to intuitively sensing the unspoken feelings or intentions of others. It is as though these individuals can hear energy, feeling truth or deception not through logic, but through an inner knowing that transcends language. Dolores Cannon's teachings reinforce this understanding. She revealed that every person, object, and environment carries its own vibrational frequency, and spiritually gifted individuals are uniquely attuned to these energies. Their heightened perception allows them to detect subtle shifts, resonate with high-frequency states, and navigate the invisible fields of energy that influence daily life. On the positive side, this gift can serve as an internal compass. It can alert them to dishonesty, hidden motives, or inauthenticity, because when someone's words and energy don't match, they feel the dissonance immediately. But with great sensitivity comes great responsibility. Such individuals often find themselves easily overwhelmed by chaotic, crowded, or emotionally heavy environments. The weight of negative energy, whether from places or people, can leave them feeling emotionally drained or even physically exhausted. That's why it becomes essential for the spiritually gifted to cultivate protective practices, tools that help them manage their energy and establish healthy boundaries. Whether through meditation, grounding techniques, or intentional solitude, these practices help shield their energy field and restore inner balance. Moreover, this level of sensitivity calls for a deep development of discernment, the ability to not only recognize different types of energy, but to understand how each one interacts with their inner state. It means becoming aware of when their energy is being influenced, whether for better or worse, and learning to respond with awareness rather than reactivity. Sign number 2. Feeling overwhelmed by energies. For spiritually gifted individuals, one of the most recurring and challenging experiences is the sense of being overwhelmed by surrounding energies. Their heightened sensitivity, while a profound gift, often comes with a hidden cost: the tendency to absorb far more energy than the average person, leading to emotional exhaustion, mental fog, or even spiritual fatigue. The variability that allows them to perceive subtle vibrations and hidden emotional undercurrents also leaves them vulnerable to being inundated by chaotic or unbalanced energy. These individuals often serve as energetic conduits, taking in not only peace and positivity, but also the turbulence, sorrow, or stress of their environment. This overwhelm can show up in many ways. Perhaps it's the sudden exhaustion after spending time in crowded places, or the lingering emotional weight after being around someone in distress. Even seemingly minor interactions can drain their vitality if not properly managed. Dolores Cannon frequently spoke of this phenomenon, emphasizing the critical need for energy protection and conscious management among those with spiritual sensitivity. She urged individuals to practice grounding techniques and establish energetic boundaries in order to maintain a healthy, internal balance. According to her teachings, spiritually attuned souls must remain vigilant, shielding themselves from external forces that may disturb their inner harmony. This doesn't mean withdrawing from the world, but rather learning to navigate it with discernment and sacred awareness. So how does one manage such sensitivity? Meditation serves as a powerful anchor. It helps clear the mind, stabilize the energy field, and bring awareness back to the self. Spending time in nature, walking barefoot on the earth, listening to the trees, or simply being in open spaces has a profound grounding effect. Nature doesn't just soothe, it recalibrates the soul. Protective visualizations, such as imagining a radiant shield or bubble of lights surrounding the body, can act as energetic armor, filtering out chaotic frequencies and preserving inner stillness. Practices like yoga, mindful breathing, or creative expression further support energetic alignment by strengthening the bond between body, mind, and spirit. In essence, managing energetic overwhelm is not about resisting sensitivity, but about honoring it, nurturing it, and learning how to live gracefully within its flow. Sign number 3. Emotional resonance with the environment. One of the more mystical indicators of spiritual growth is the profound emotional resonance some individuals share with their surroundings. For the spiritually gifted, emotions are not confined within. They radiate outward, subtly influencing the energy of the environment itself. Many report strange occurrences linked directly to their emotional states. Lights flicker when tension rises. Electronics glitch during moments of overwhelm, or a sudden chill fills the room when sadness descends. These aren't just coincidences. They are reflections of the invisible bridge between inner vibration and external reality. Dolores Cannon often emphasized that we are energetic beings in a responsive universe. Our emotions, especially when amplified through spiritual sensitivity, act as ripples in a vast energetic field. As one progresses through their spiritual growth journey, this sensitivity sharpens. Emotional energy becomes not just personal, it becomes environmental. When an individual with spiritual awareness experiences joy, peace, or even pain, those feelings don't stay private. They move through space like sound waves, shaping the mood of a room, the behavior of others, and sometimes even the functioning of nearby devices. But this powerful resonance demands inner mastery. Without emotional balance, a spiritually gifted person may unintentionally cause disruptions or attract instability. That's why self-awareness, emotional regulation, and energetic hygiene become essential tools on the path of spiritual growth. Mindfulness, breathwork, journaling, or even smudging can help restore harmony within and, by extension, around. When emotions are consciously held and expressed, the environment reflects that balance like a mirror. Ultimately, this deep connection between the inner and outer world is not a burden. It is a sacred invitation. It reminds us that in the journey of spiritual growth, we are not separate from the universe. We are in constant conversation with it, heart to cosmos, soul to sky. Sign of 4. Becoming a beacon for others. Another unmistakable trait of the spiritually gifted is their magnetic presence, an energy that seems to draw people in, often without effort or explanation. But this pull isn't merely the result of charisma or empathy. It emerges from something far deeper, a resonant spiritual frequency that quietly signals to others, "You are safe here. You are seen." People seeking healing, wisdom, or comfort often feel inexplicably drawn to these individuals. It's as though their soul recognizes something ancient and trustworthy, an unspoken truth that exists beyond words. Spiritually gifted individuals, whether they realize it or not, become lighthouses in the dark, guiding others gently back to themselves. Dolores Cannon's work on soul contracts and karmic connections offers profound insight into this phenomenon. She taught that many of our interactions, especially those that feel fated, intense, or oddly familiar, are not random at all. They're written into our soul's blueprint long before we are born. Spiritually gifted people, with their heightened intuition and sensitivity to these invisible agreements, often find themselves in roles of teacher, healer, or guide. They are approached by others not simply by chance, but because something in the spiritual architecture has called them together for a higher purpose. These soul encounters often serve as powerful moments for mutual soul growth, karmic resolution, awakening to a deeper truth. But with such magnetism comes great responsibility. When you become a beacon, many will reach for your light, not all with pure intentions, and not all aligned with your path. This is why boundaries become sacred. Spiritually gifted individuals must learn to discern which interactions are truly divinely orchestrated, and which are energetically draining or misaligned. Not every person who reaches out is meant to be received. Not every cry for help is yours to answer. Setting healthy boundaries is an act of self-respect, not selfishness. It means recognizing the limits of your own energy, honoring your emotional and spiritual bandwidth, and protecting your peace as fiercely as your purpose. Practices such as grounding, energetic shielding, and regular introspection are essential tools. They help gifted individuals remain open-hearted without becoming wide open to everything and everyone. In a world that constantly pulls, learning when to say no is how you protect the yes that truly matters. Sign number 5. Waking up in the early hours. One of the most mystifying yet common signs of spiritual giftedness is an unusual pattern of early morning awakening, often between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock a.m. This isn't just insomnia or random restlessness, it's something deeper, more sacred, a spiritual summons in the stillest hours of the night. According to Dolores Cannon, during sleep, our souls are not confined to the body. They journey, astral travel, across dimensions, through realms of learning, healing, and divine service. These early morning hours often mark the moment of return, when consciousness re-enters the body after a night of spiritual engagement. That jolt awake, that deep breath at 3:33 a.m.? It could be your soul settling back into the physical form, carrying with it the residue of what it witnessed, learned, or healed in the unseen. These sacred hours, when the world is quiet, the veil is thin, and the energy is still, are ideal for spiritual practice. Meditation, journaling, prayer, channeling creative insights, receiving divine messages. In this liminal space, intuition flows effortlessly. You may feel more connected, more inspired, more in tune with the whispers of the divine. Use this time not as an inconvenience, but as a gift. Sit with the stillness. Breathe. Listen. Keeping a journal by your bedside can help capture the fragments of dreams, or the sudden downloads that arise in these hours. These glimpses, though subtle, are often messages from your higher self, encoded wisdom waiting to be unpacked. Awakening during these hours is not a disruption. It's a calling, a quiet invitation from the cosmos to realign, remember, and return home to your soul's knowing. Sign number 6, receiving messages through dreams. For spiritually gifted individuals, the world of dreams is far more than a mental playground. It becomes a sacred space for divine communication, soul exploration, and inner revelation. Dreams, for them, are vivid, intense, and deeply impactful, often carrying profound meanings or even prophetic insights. While most people may dismiss dreams as fragmented thoughts or emotional residue, the spiritually attuned recognize something deeper, a spiritual dialogue unfolding behind closed eyes. Dolores Cannon offered compelling perspectives on the dream state. According to her teachings, dreams are not simply random firings of the brain. Instead, they often serve as portals to higher realms, opportunities to commune with spirit guides, access ancient wisdom, and receive messages from the deeper self. For those with spiritual sensitivity, the dream space becomes a classroom of the soul. In this ethereal dimension, they may receive symbolic visions, direct guidance, warnings about energetic imbalances, glimpses of future events, reminders of their soul's purpose. These messages might come in metaphor, image, or emotion, but they carry truth. That's why keeping a dream journal is invaluable. Writing down dreams immediately upon waking helps capture details that would otherwise slip away. Over time, patterns emerge, symbols repeat, meanings crystallize. Learning the language of dreams through traditional or spiritual frameworks can turn this nightly experience into a wellspring of insight. Whether it's Jungian psychology, shamanic traditions, or esoteric symbolism, every dream becomes a thread in the tapestry of the soul. To deepen this connection, spiritually gifted individuals may engage in lucid dreaming practices such as setting an intention before sleep, practicing mindfulness during the day, visualizing a question or symbol while drifting off. These methods increase clarity and intentionality, helping the dreamer become a conscious participant in the journey rather than a passive observer. In the quiet space between sleep and waking, the veil thins, and it is here, in that liminal space, that some of the most powerful truths are whispered into our hearts. Sign on heightened sensitivity to lunar energies. Among the more subtle yet profound signs of spiritual giftedness is a deep emotional and energetic sensitivity to the cycles of the moon. These individuals often find that their moods, intuition, and even physical energy rise and fall in rhythm with the moon's phases, mirroring the ancient dance of light and shadow in the night sky. This connection is not imagined. It is vibrational. The moon, as Dolores Cannon taught, is not just a celestial body, but a cosmic influencer, quietly shaping human consciousness and spiritual rhythm. She emphasized that spiritually sensitive souls often resonate more strongly with natural cycles, and that attuning to the moon's flow can enhance emotional regulation, inner clarity, and soul alignment. During the new moon, when the sky is dark and the energy quiet, there is an invitation to set intentions, to plant spiritual seeds for growth, healing, or transformation. It's a time of beginnings, of writing down dreams, speaking affirmations, or engaging in creative visualization. In contrast, the full moon brings intensity. Emotions rise, energy peaks. This is a time for release, reflection, and letting go. A powerful window to clear stagnant energies, shed old patterns, and make space for something new. Spiritually gifted individuals may find that during a full moon, sleep is disrupted. Emotions are heightened. Intuitive downloads arrive more easily. Relationships shift or come into sharper focus. To harmonize with these cycles, one might take a sea salt bath for energetic cleansing, meditate beneath moonlight, journal emotions or realizations that surface, perform rituals of forgiveness and release. Even subtle changes, like aligning creative work with waxing moon energy or using the waning phase to declutter emotionally or physically, can help ground the lunar influence. Understanding that a sudden surge of emotion or dip in vitality is not random, but part of a greater cosmic rhythm, brings comfort and clarity. It reminds the spiritually gifted that they are not isolated beings, but part of a vast and intelligent universe that breathes with them, one lunar breath at a time. Sign number 8. Receiving prophetic visions. One of the most awe-inspiring signs of spiritual giftedness is the ability to receive prophetic visions, glimpses of the future that often come without warning, yet leave a lasting emotional imprint. For those spiritually attuned, these visions are not fantasy. They are sacred messages, whispers from the unseen realms sent to protect, guide, or awaken. These visions may arrive in different forms: a sudden and vivid mental image, a deep intuitive feeling during a conversation, a flash of insight just before making a decision. Imagine you're about to step out the door and, without any logical reason, a clear image of a car accident plays in your mind. The vision grips you, stops you in your tracks. You hesitate, maybe change your route or delay your departure, only to find later that such a change may have spared you from harm. These experiences are not random. According to many spiritual traditions, and echoed in the teachings of Dolores Cannon, such visions are a form of higher communication, an intervention from a divine intelligence that transcends time. They are sent to alert, protect, or prepare. The key to navigating these visions lies in how they make you feel. Emotion is the compass. If a vision stirs something deep, a sense of dread, urgency, or clarity, it may be signaling a truth that demands attention. Not every image or thought is prophetic, but those wrapped in a strong emotional current often carry deeper meaning. Keeping a journal dedicated to visions can be a powerful way to develop discernment. Over time, themes may emerge. Patterns will surface. You may begin to recognize the subtle differences between ordinary thoughts and messages charged with divine energy. These visions, while mysterious, serve a sacred function. They are a gift, a way for the soul to interact with time differently, and for the heart to become a vessel of protection, not just for the self but for others as well. Closing, the sacred gift of spiritual sensitivity. As we conclude today's journey through the 8 signs of spiritual giftedness, we are reminded of the sacred beauty that lies in being spiritually awake. To be spiritually gifted is not to live without struggle. It is to feel more deeply, see more clearly, and walk more consciously through the mystery of life. It is to carry a heightened awareness of energies, emotions, dreams, and visions, not as burdens, but as tools for healing and transformation. From sensing the invisible energies of a room to waking in the stillness of night for divine insight, from receiving guidance in dreams to carrying the moon's emotional tide within, from becoming a quiet light that others are drawn to receiving visions that shift the path ahead. These gifts are not accidents. They are invitations. Invitations to listen more closely, to trust more deeply, and to live more soulfully. If you've resonated with these signs, know that you are not alone. You are part of a growing family of awakened souls, each here to bring light, healing, and love to a world that needs it more than ever. Honor your gifts, protect your peace, and above all, stay grounded in the truth that your spiritual sensitivity is not a weakness. It is your superpower. From the subtle energies that surround us to the visions and premonitions that guide us, every sign we've explored reflects the vast world of the spiritually gifted and the journey of spiritual growth. If you resonate with these signs, remember, your sensitivity is not a flaw. It's a sacred gift and a light in a world that often forgets how to feel. You are here for a reason: to awaken, to grow, and to guide. Embrace your spiritual gifts fully, for they are living proof of the silent miracles that unfold through true spiritual growth. Thank you for being here. Subscribe to my YouTube channel to continue expanding your awareness and to enrich the sacred world within you. Let's grow your spiritual universe together.